Okay, we are back once again with another talent build focusing on Death Note. This will be for Shaman. So we'll hop right into it. Um, Shaman, basically like the other two classes, focuses on um, basically the same talents. The only thing that you need to have different is vials do really help. So if you want to get all your vials about green or higher, high priority. Anywho, for tab 1, go ahead and max out Gilded Sword. Oops. Gilded Sword, Sharpened Axe, and AFK idle casting. Because that will be the basis of tab 1 for all characters. Because they are very powerful skills. Overclocked Energy. You'll see I have this at 125. You can't actually book this skill anymore. You used to be able to at the very beginning of World 3. The extra 25 points really doesn't change a ton though, but yeah, this one's going to be one you want to max, so go ahead and grab that. Um, you can technically double class swap to get this leveled up, but it is only worth it if you like giving lava some money, in my opinion. And mana booster for the aforementioned overclocked energy, you'll want that leveled, because very good. So same basic principle, these three skills, and then overclocked energy is the bread and butter for shaman. Well, wizards in general, or mages in general. So mana booster. Book of the Wise we'll come back to again because we want to level up Wizwombo. And then see what we got to play with. For tab 2, go ahead and max out Power Overwhelming and Knowledge is Power. Both are your main damage sources. After which, you're also going to want Mana Overdrive. Very good. In fact, Mana Overdrive is almost equivalent to Knowledge's Power in my experience. But it depends on how many other sources of mana you got, and your wisdom, and a whole bunch of other factors. Basically, just max out all three of them. Untwisted Robe's going to be your next stop because it's almost always going to be better than an individual insight as it has tremendously good scaling. So we'll go for 341 to 342 to 4. So every 2 points I'm getting 3 or so. So quite the good skill. Go ahead and max it. After that, go ahead. Why is this not booked? Whoops. Go ahead and max out individual insight. And chopping it up easy is a tough one. I actually generally don't max this. It just has really bad scaling. it's it's just a really not great skill. Um, but because I'm going to be doing death noting, I actually also max free meal. Um, this is a very utility based, so we'll max it in a second when we go back through for utility. But let's go ahead and put 50 points into chopping it up easy. You know what? We'll go ahead and max it just for the video. Um, what are we at? 1 million. Yeah, it gave us the extra 50 points, gave us like 40k extra damage. Granted, it'll be a little bit higher once we do tab 3 stuff, but it's just not a great skill. But if you got the excess points, go ahead and pump it up. And as far as what Shaman benefits from as far as the K multiplier, um, Energy Bull only helps your AFK damage, but Fireball will help hits will help both damage and boosting how many kills an hour you're getting. So out of these two, if you're focusing on Death Note, prioritize Mini Fireball, which we will in a second. So for tab 3, far as damage goes, we're going to go Virile Vials. Pump that up. Wizwombo, very strong. Go ahead and pump that up. I actually like also going into earlier education, just so we can get everything we need. And then from here, Shaman, all three of their skills, like one, two, three. All three of these will actually boost your AFK damage and kills an hour, so all three are good. You'll also want at least 1 point into all of them, just in case you're using the Shaman for dungeons. So, as far as the statue skills go, this one doesn't really help. Um, and by doesn't really, I mean it's so incredibly marginally useful because all it does is help get you more alchemy XP per hour. And even then, it's not great because that statue is also kind of bad. Um, so from here, I would actually focus points on um, alchemy. Um, Primarily going busy brewing first and sharing some smarts. But I have points for all three, so. From there, you can use cranium cooking on the same build, but I actually usually make a specific build for it. But I also have two shamans, so my second preset on one of the shamans is a cranium cooking build, and the other one is a chopping build. It just depends on what you're doing. You can focus more on cranium cooking with a different set of skills. Like you could take earlier education. You could forego earlier education and max out like crazy concoctions and cranium cooking with the same sort of setup. It just depends on what you're gonna do. But as far as damage goes, we've basically maxed out everything that the shaman has to offer. So we'll go ahead and pump up these a bit, just because we can. Um, they'll give us a K multiplier, so might as well. And yeah, occult obols I just generally almost never take. And for Shaman, the flasks only gives you crit damage and chance, which isn't useful for death noting unless you're having trouble damage capping the mobs you're doing. So like bloodbones. um, so yeah, I would basically just go into damage, which would be your viral vials and Wizwumbo, and then focus on alchemy at that point. Um, from here, I'm just gonna put the rest of my points into the three skills evenly. Um, there's just not Shaman just doesn't have a lot of damage sources. Tab 3, it's just Vira Vials basically. Wizwumbo helps a bit, but it's not that great. We'll just go ahead and pump up Tentacle. So yeah, that's what I would do if on a Death Note focused build. On there, on tab 3. For tab 2, we go back to it. Now we'll add some utility to the plate. First and foremost being free meal. It's actually quite the strong skill. Saves a lot of food usage. And I will do a video on food use and all their effects at some point when I get some time. Like I said earlier, Energy Bolt only helps damage, whereas Fireball helps damage and kills. So when prioritizing extra skill points, go ahead and put them in there. So we will. Just go ahead and pump it up. And make sure everything is maxed like it should be. And voila. Sure, we'll put 1 point in there for fun. Now back to tab 1. We can now max up Book of the Wise, and you see the damage jump up. We can go ahead and max up Quickness Boots, as the extra move speed is always nice. Gives us +1 move speed. Also Lucky Clover, extra um, drop rate is always good. As you can see, my books on this aren't optimized. I don't have a lot of high 155 plus books, but I just haven't focused on the Shaman, which it's telling. I actually need to go back through and book a lot of this character's skills. Shouldn't hurt for this video, though. After which you can, for this 107 extra points, you can either go into Health Booster, Fist of Rage. Health Booster will help more if you're trying to do no food death noting, because it'll help survivability more in conjunction with Hemo. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'm just making sure nothing else in here. It is great, and yeah, so we'll go ahead and go into there, and it helps damage a very small amount. Um, and yeah, active AFK or like the skilling ones won't really help you at all. Um, and we don't need Farsight for what we're doing. And well, that is the talent points allocated for the first three tabs. And then once again, highest level character is 217, so we'll go to 22 on these. And you'll see the last point won't help. Um, but I like having it leveled in case. Go ahead and put 25 points in here. Anything between 24 and 30 is max benefit, so go ahead and do that. Max out Simmer, max out Globin, max out TikTok. I put 1 point in here. Go ahead and check your quests. 138. Ooh, I gotta do more quests in this character. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Gives us a little bit more drop rarity. Always nice to have. So yeah, that's tab 1 on the star talents. After which Dungeonic damage will be your best source of star talent based damage, followed by Frothy. Frothy basically helps with the move speed, which Shamans generally need a helping hand, so I like Classic Speed, I like Mega Crit. Um, Always nice to have Telekinetic Storage Max for the additional carry cap. I like putting 1 point into these. These aren't going to be my sampling builds. I usually retalent for them. Um, but you could max out printer sampling if you plan to do sampling on that build as well. I just like having them. Well, honestly, I don't need printer sampling level, but my OCD. I like having Shrine Talent with 1 point just so I can move them around. The charge rate currently doesn't work. Hopefully that gets fixed soon. After which I like tossing everything into Milky Way candies, and as nothing else will be really effective for anything, I'll go ahead and put 5 more points into this in case I get around to doing some quests, and go ahead and toss the rest into sampling. I think we'll be pretty much capped anyway. Yeah, almost capped. So yeah, that will be the Shaman build. Um, Again, more modest damage than the Bowman. It's about in line with what a Barb can get to just through talents. My Barb actually, I think, has worse talent allocations than the Shaman does, so that's why the Shaman has a slightly higher damage. The Barbarian should, in general, hit a little bit harder than a Shaman. Um, but yeah, that's where I would prioritize points, and with this build, I should be more than kill capping. And after this point, I can just focus on using cards or equipment to pump damage between multi-kill tiers. So yeah, hopefully that video was a little bit helpful. Probably a little bit shorter run than the other ones. Um, but hopefully I'm not skipping over anything important that I said in the other ones. I know not everyone is going to watch every single one of these, so I'm trying to touch on all the relevant points. Yeah. Again, we will be returning, I believe, next one I will do on Hunter. I'll do Hunter, Squire, then Wizard. And I already have a Maestro damage build, or like talent point build out. So, yeah, hopefully you found that interesting and hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one.